Harare, Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe is believed to be on the verge of resignation after he was presented with plans to unseat him via a vote of no confidence in parliament, sources in Harare said. Senior sources in the Zimbabwean military and the Movement for Democratic Change, the main opposition party, said preparations had been made for the vote of no confidence to end the president's 37-year rule in the country's parliament as early as Monday. Grace Mugabe, Zimbabwe's First Lady, is in the middle of the fight for the country's presidency. Her rising power may have prompted the military to take over. The Trump administration is lifting a federal ban on importing body parts from African elephants shot for sport in Zimbabwe and Zambia. A woman has been dubbed the Hamburglar on social media after robbing a McDonald's restaurant in Columbus, Maryland. An alliance of countries and 2 U.S. states says they'll support each other to eliminate coal usage within 13 years, while the U.S. federal government pushes a so-called clean coal agenda instead. The mass killer, who in 1969 sent followers known as the Manson family out to commit several murders, has been taken to hospital. A global art installation called Portals brings total strangers face to face for live, and often intimate, conversations. The World Anti-Doping Agency rules that Russia remains a non-completer with its code, dealing a major blow to its hopes of being cleared to compete at February's Winter Olympics. Grace Mugabe, Zimbabwe's First Lady, is in the middle of the fight for the country's presidency. Her rising power may have prompted the military to take over. The parliamentary motion, which would see opposition members voting alongside dissenting members of the ruling ZANU-PF party, would require a simple majority to pass. Mugabe, 93, has defied calls to resign since the country's military arrested him and his family on Tuesday night in a coup designed to prevent his wife, Grace Mugabe, from succeeding him as president. His fate was sealed on Thursday after many of his supporters in G40, the faction within the ruling party which supported Mrs. Mugabe's bid for power, deserted him out of fear of the military and a recognition that broad swathes of the public were already celebrating his pending departure. Mugabe spent much of Thursday afternoon locked in talks with senior military officers and envoys from the Southern African Development Community, the regional bloc, at State House, his official residence in Harare. The army continues to insist there is not a coup d'etat, however. Photographs later emerged of General Constantino Chiwenga, the head of the armed forces and the executor of the coup, warmly shaking the president's hand. 2 envoys sent via South African President Jacob Zuma returned to South Africa apparently satisfied that Mugabe was willing to leave office of his own accord, avoiding an unconstitutional seizure of power. Get the latest news and updates emailed straight to your inbox. By submitting your email you are agreeing to Fairfax Media's terms and conditions and privacy policy. Morgan Tsvangirai, the leader of the MDC who shared power with Mugabe between 2009 and 2013, added his voice to those calling on him to step aside.